Hey guys, this is Albethium back with another video, and this time it's going to be for Jedi Survivor Star Wars. We're gonna be doing a little ranking video today. We're gonna be ranking the stances, and well, let me tell you immediately, some of these might actually surprise you. Obviously, it's going to be just my personal choice, and before I even think about asking you to maybe like or subscribe, please just allow me a chance to earn that privilege from you. And well, with that being said, let's get in on it. At number 5 and at the bottom of the list, to no one's surprise I'm sure, it's going to be the single blade. It's jack of all trades, but it doesn't really excel at anything, and its skill tree kind of mirrors that. I would argue that the biggest drawback of this is that we played with this through entirety of the first game and it just doesn't feel new or fresh. It is what it is, and number 5 is where it's at. Now, for the first surprise of this list, it's going to be the dual blades, and it's going to be on number 4 for me personally. Sure, it looks cool, it looks amazing, it has some really good skills in the skill tree, and it's very powerful. What this bothers me is that, well, it is way too slow in killing enemies. It is just way too many movements, way too many hits to bring an enemy down, and I like to end my encounters as soon as possible. It is something that is absolutely new, it looks phenomenal, and I am very sure that quite a lot of people are gonna be using this and loving it, and not just that, putting it on top of their own list. But for me personally, it is number 4. Now, if I didn't piss off anyone before, I am sure to piss off someone now, putting the crossguard above the dual blades. Now, why do I feel about this? It is so slow, it is just not very viable in many instances of combat? Wrong. This is a stance that is very severely misunderstood. This is basically medieval being brought to Star Wars. And this is not about attacking. This is a reactionary stance. It is mostly about blocking and then attacking. If you notice, every time you block, you cause massive chunks of damage to the posture of the enemies, and then when you wail at them, it is just devastating amounts of damage. It has a pretty solid skill tree, nothing truly special, but in its vanilla stance, it already is very, very good, and just depends on how you use it. In number 2, for me, it's going to be the double-bladed. Now, this is going to be controversial for some people, yet another controversial pick on my list, but it could have just as easily been in number 1. This weapon is absolutely amazing, and while in Fallen Order, we pretty much had to find it, and it was a little bit different, here we start the game with it. Over there in the first game, it was mostly a crowd control weapon. Here, it is just so much more than just that. It still controls the crowd amazingly well, but it is going to deal a lot of damage very quickly to single targets. It might lack in range, but this is probably the weapon that benefits the most from its skill tree, where you have a number of options that are going to allow you to close the distance between you and the target and just pummel it. So, Elbethium, how did you not put this in number 1? Well, guys, it had to be something truly special, just one single functionality for me that was almost game-breaking, and that is why this is in number 2. The blaster stance in number 1. This guy lost his mind, is probably what most of you are thinking right now. But please allow me a chance to justify this decision, and you are maybe going to understand why. Now you guys see this boss fight right here, you are probably very familiar with it, and the sheer assholery behind it, the deliberate assholery from Respawn's development team, where one of these guys spells trouble, 2 of them spell utter nightmare. The very fact that I have almost beat this boss fight without taking any damage, I got hit once, is the very reason why Blaster Stance for me personally is number 1. The charge shot ability, even in its vanilla form, is one of the most broken things in the entire game. It is going to stagger any enemy that I have seen so far. I might be wrong about this, but what I fired it at got staggered immediately. Be it the red aura attack or regular, it is just staggering everything. Now, it is also very much rounded, does good damage with the lightsaber as well. It's a skill tree, it's nothing special, but the fact that you can increase the amount of bullets for the charge shot, that is just an instant win. Guys, Blaster Stance, I know a lot of you are disappointed with it, but for me personally, this is the best one. So guys, here you have it. This is my personal list. Please let me know what your picks are in the comments, and hey, maybe click that like or subscribe button and let's have a discussion. I'm always here to help, always with anything I can, and well, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.